Early morning. Let's explore the 50th verse of the Song of Enlightenment and then meditate. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, brought to you by the kind-hearted folks who support me on Patreon for less than the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month. This morning, we could chant and meditate and enjoy a lesson or two. But first, if you love Star Wars and you wish to meditate as transformatively as Rey on Ahch-To under the guidance of Luke Skywalker, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. If at any point, let me rephrase that. At any point during this morning's live stream, the moment you have a question about Buddhist meditation or Buddhist philosophy or how to apply them to your life, immediately type your question in great detail in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen. Boy, my camera looks a little bit fuzzy this morning. I'm not sure why. Please bear with me. Let's see. Let's go straight to the bit. Now, I think it would be easier for you to chant along with me if I added some diacritical marks. So I'll do that real quick. Let's see. This will just help with the chanting. I would call this quasi-chanting musical notation. Oh boy, here we go. All right, let's chant. No or not, no, yes or not, yes. To miss by an inch is the same as 1,000 miles. Yes, and the dragon maiden suddenly became a Buddha. No, and soon Nakshatra fell into hell alive. I gotta tell you, K, S together are difficult to pronounce. I pronounce it, and by the way, for some reason, some people don't translate SH as SH. They translate it as S with a dot below it. Not my favorite thing, but I'm trying to respect the translator. So this kind of sounds like you're walking through the snow. Ksh, 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 ksh. That's how I do it. Anyway, let's continue. What's it called? The translator wrote in a note for this bit right here. In the Lotus Sutra, chapters 11 and 12, Manjushri recounts how an 8-year-old daughter of a dragon king was suddenly able to become a Buddha. The Tian Tai school consider the Lotus the Buddha's final teaching. Let's continue. 74. In the Nirvana Sutra, Sonakshatra is said to be one of Shakyamuni's 3 sons. He too left home and attained a deep understanding of the Dharma, but met an evil friend, renounced the Dharma, and was born in hell while still alive. It was this, the Nirvana Sutra, that precipitated the author of this text, Yung Chia's enlightenment. Okay. That I find is really, really gruesome, and I prefer to think of that metaphorically than literally. I'm going to take a moment to blow my nose. Try not to blow out your speakers. Okay. Let's continue. Now let's chant it again, and then we'll end with my commentary. No will not know yes or not yes. To miss by an inch is as him as 1,000 miles. Yes, and the dragon maiden suddenly became a Buddha. No one so nakshatra fell into her life. It is not too difficult to deceive ourselves or others, playing the role of a great sage while still a fool. Let us walk and sit in harmony with our faculties, observing observation and release, that we too could master the path. Let's now play with the latest iteration of the Diamond Mind Easy Tantra practice text, or sadhana if you're nasty. So, the organizing principle in this iteration is this. What if preliminary practices were not preliminary? What if they were the substance of the path, not something we had to rush through to get to the good stuff? What if there was a way of working with the elements of the outer and inner preliminary practices that facilitated enlightenment in this life, in this year, during this quarter? L'chaim. Consider, if you will, this photograph of a statue depicting two Buddhas sporting in tantric union. In Sanskrit, this could be described as Vajrasattva Karama Mudra. In Tibetan, this could be described as Dorje Sampa Yab Yum. And in English, this could be described as Diamond Mind Mother and Father. The iconography of this Yadam, or archetype of enlightenment, functions merely to organize the 8 figures of speech necessary for deeply transformative contemplations. That's right, folks, you heard it here first. There is no need for blind faith or superstition. There is no need to treat a real or imagined celestial entity as your mama or your daddy. So let us turn our attention to the outer preliminary practices, or ngondro, that we could describe as the 4 thoughts that turn the mind to the Dharma. We're going to begin with the meaning of the mantra. Together, let's chant. Om I invoke the Vajra diamond-like strength of a sattva mind, will trend in love and letting go. Supplicating with all my love and letting go be mastered by all. There are many ways to interpret this and every mantra. This is how I interpret this mantra. I hope you will find this helpful. Now let us practice a version of calling the teacher from afar based upon the final meditation manual written by one of my spiritual heroes, the late Dza Patrul Rinpoche of 19th century Tibet. During our inhalation, and by the way, let's take a moment here to answer the question, how do we transform mere mantra recitation into productive mantra meditation? 2 tricks. First trick, during the inhalation, we silently and mentally recite an intention. During the exhalation, while verbally chanting the mantra, we physically relax as best we can. Om Vajra Sattva. Let's try that again. Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva. Let's play with the same idea silently. During the in-breath, we can quickly inhale. We can silently and mentally recite Lama come as we quickly inhale. During the exhalation, we can silently and mentally recite to this crown as we slowly exhale. So no, we're not superstitiously or literally inviting an entity to sit upon our head. This is just a very easy way to coalesce real or imagined subtle energies at the crown of our head, which can help support the style of meditation we're going to play with in just a few minutes. Let's contemplate the four thoughts that turn the mind to the Dharma through a progressive lens, as opposed to a fundamentalist one. We'll begin with suffering. Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva. Karma. Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva. Impermanence. Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva. Precious human life. Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva. Now we come to this early morning's first of two silent meditations, known in English as Awareness in Letting Go. It is also known as Great Completion Stage Tantra. We can demystify this Great Completion Stage Tantra by noticing the play of mind as we inhale, while silently, mentally, and quickly reciting the verb watch. And relaxing and physically relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature as we exhale, while silently, mentally, and more slowly reciting the additional verb relaxing. Why have I hyphenated it out? To really emphasize that our exhalation is leisurely. Inhalation brisk, exhalation leisurely. If you've just joined me for this early morning's meditation, welcome aboard. And now I can hear Ozzy Osbourne sing Crazy Train. But anyway, welcome aboard. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist meditation or Buddhist philosophy or their application, immediately type your detailed question in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen. So sit up nice and tall, make your grandma proud. This exercise, if all goes well, will take approximately 30 minutes, so make yourself comfortable. This is not a preliminary practice, despite the ravings of fundamentalists. This is a complete practice. Many people have found this exercise and this exercise alone sufficient to master the path immediately. Especially according to Dzogchen's first corporeal teacher, Prahe Vajra, who was known in Tibet as Garab Dorje. Elitists will insist that this is a special technique for special people, but this technique is the foundation technique of the Mahayana. Don't let no knucklehead lead you astray. Some elitists get all excited about hallucinations. They feel if they don't hallucinate, it is an indictment. And if they do hallucinate, it's a vindication. No, it ain't. It's just something that may or may not happen. If you look at hallucinations as literal phenomena that must be interpreted, you are barking up the wrong tree. If you look at hallucinations, be they letters or Buddhas or rainbows or lions or tigers or bears, oh my. If you look at them as appearing yet non-graspable, then they serve as a metaphor of reality, just like anything else. Sit back, enjoy the ride, try not to tell ourselves too many stories. When you find yourself telling a story, notice it, relax, and that way, it cannot harm you. Kind of like when we were kids and we used to watch Saturday morning cartoons for sugary cereals like alphabets. One day I was eating my cereal and a Dracula tried to bite me. Good thing I had my alphabets, and then Dracula appears and the boy's spoon and he eats the letters and the vampire disappears and his dentist gets rich. Here's a secret. Write this down. This is worth the price of admission. What's that? It costs you nothing to watch? See? It's already worth the price of admission. Our autonomic nervous system, containing the sympathetic nervous system, allows us to notice, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly, as we inhale. And the parasympathetic nervous system, it helps us physically relax and mentally release as we exhale. That's our Buddha nature, right there. When we ignore it or live in opposition to it, we become a star-spangled shithead. When we live in harmony with it, we become the person that our dog already thinks we are. Allow me to reassure you, we are wired to perceive things. During our inhalations, we are wired to perceive sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, flavors, scents, and the like. We are also wired to emote, intend, reason, recall, and imagine. We can emote delight. We can emote annoyance or boredom. Doing so is not an indictment. Despite the vacuous fools who say only boring people feel bored, no, anybody whose dopamine becomes dysregulated feels bored. What do we do when that happens? Simple. We notice it. And during our exhalation, it's like a bus. There's always one coming by. When the next exhalation arrives, allow yourself to physically relax and consequently mentally release, for that is how we are wired. We don't have to force it. All we have to do is allow it. And that's how we cope. We do not shove the boredom away. We do not clutch to the boredom fiendishly and tell ourselves stories about it. We notice it, and we relax and make peace with it. A mark of maturity is to get to the point where when something uncomfortable like boredom arises or annoyance, we can honestly say, whatever comes, let it come. Whatever stays, let it stay. Whatever goes, let it go. Memory is not antithetical to the present moment. In the present moment, we can be vulnerable to a recollection of a real, imagined, or confabulated event. Fundamentalists use the word omniscience without understanding that it is merely figurative. An enlightened one is not one who knows everything. An enlightened one is one who knows they do not know everything and yet has grown comfortable with it. Not complacent, but comfortable. One of the marks of adulthood is vulnerably and plainly asking those who claim to be our friends for what we need, without coercion, without manipulation. If people respond negatively to that, then they're probably not really our friend. So for instance, if you tell a friend, I'm in all vulnerability and in all honesty, you tell a friend, I'm really scared about X, Y, and Z, that if I tell you about this, thus and such, you will feel that way about me. Would you please take a moment to reassure me that I'm safe to be vulnerable with you? If someone responds to that positively, they're probably a friend, or at least friend material. If someone responds negatively to that, they're most likely not friend or a friend material. Having explored Dzogchen, we now turn our attention to Vajrayana. Turning to the inner preliminary practices, or Ngondro. Begin with bodhicitta, which serves as an antidote to selfishness. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Return now to refuge, an antidote for arrogance. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. We now prepare for Togal's leap over the confusion of clinging. These contemplations of letting go are known by many things, such as generation or creation stage tantra. Let us practice purification as an antidote to defensiveness. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Let us review the meaning of emptiness. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever we notice during our previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a beautiful cloudless morn, which although compelling to the eye is non-graspable to the hand. Let us bring our experience of the circumstantial into the path of letting go. Now, just like before, we're going to, before we relax into the verbal recitation of the mantra, During our inhalation, we're going to silently and mentally recite a wisdom-inducing rhetorical question. And to make more sense of this rather concise question, we're going to first chant its more elaborate version. How is it that as we inhale all lots or circumstances, stress could be seen vividly? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined paradise or vati of light. Om Vajrasattva, 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 Om Vajrasattva. How is, okay, just one moment. How is it that as we inhale all body stress could feel quite... How is it that as we inhale all body stress could be felt quite viscerally? Come on, machine. Don't fail me now. How is it that as we inhale all body stress could be felt quite viscerally? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, that stress could feel as non-graspable as an octopoiodom of light. Om Vajrasattva, 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 Om Vajrasattva. Well, that's weird. How is it that as we inhale all speech or communication, stress could be heard? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, that stress could feel as ungraspable as a mantra of light. Om Vajrasattva, 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 Om Vajrasattva. Om Vajrasattva. Om Vajrasattva. Om Vajrasattva. Om Vajrasattva. How is it that as we inhale, all mind stress could be perceived quite clearly? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, that stress could feel as non-graspable as a seed-like citadel of light. Om Vajrasattva. 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 Now we're going to practice Togal's leap over the confusion of competitiveness. These contemplations of love are known by many things, also including generation or completion stage, Tantra. We practice mandala as an antidote to greed. Om Vajrasattva. 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 Now let us actively bring the four bases of mindfulness into the path of love. As we chant the mantra, it could feel as if diamond rays are emitting from a thumbnail-sized horizontal six-syllable mantra rosary at our heart, lavishing all circumstances, bodies, relationships, and minds with good fortune, health, love, and wisdom centered and spontaneous. May all the circumstances of all beings now have their safety, good fortune, and boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land or Vati. Om Vajrasattva. 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 May whole bodies of all beings know and ensure the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist thought. Of the blissful body of a Yidama Flora and archetype of enlightenment. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. May all relationships of all beings be as joyful and loving as a real imagined Buddha's communication symbolized by the six-syllable mantra. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. May all minds of all beings know be as peaceful and wise as our Buddha's mind. A floor symbolized by a one-syllable mantra known as a Jigme or Bija mantra. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Now we come to Jigme's drop, exploring bliss and emptiness. This bliss and letting go are known by many names, such as completion stage tantra. As a preliminary practice, let us now turn to Guru Yoga. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. As we relax into our exhalation, while mentally and slowly reciting the adjective emptiness. All the sensations that we felt during our inhalation, while mentally and quickly reciting the verb feel, can now feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although is tantalizing to the eyes, is intangible to the hands. So once again, sit up so tall and straight that it would make your grandma proud. This tantric meditation is going to last a little bit shy of 30 minutes. So our job is not to concentrate. Our job is to practice mindfulness. But what is the difference? Concentration is rigid. Mindfulness is flexible. Concentration says I'm going to focus on one thing and everything else can fuck all the way up. Off the top of fuck off mountain. Mindfulness says I'm going to be vulnerable and notice whatever comes up, whether it's external or internal, physical or mental, pleasurable or painful, interesting or boring, glorious or grotesque. Simply put, there are two types of tantric meditation: those with your clothes on and those with your clothes off. The method is identical. The mental aspect is identical. Although feel works best when you've brought your energy to your heart, the way we did during Guru Yoga. If you're bringing your energy to your naughty bits, then I would recommend replacing the word feel with the preposition this. If one is engaging in tantric sex and they're working with their sex tip, which is either the most sensitive part of their clitoris or the most sensitive part of their penis, then you could work with the noun tip. If one is working with the most sensitive part of their vagina or the most sensitive part of their rectum, they could work with, and consequently their G-spot or P-spot, then they could work with the noun root. However, pleasure is not limited just to our crotch. Therefore, the easiest preposition to work with is simply this. For who hasn't thrilled to the touch of their lover's caress of their cheek? Some people like to race up and down the chakras, and that's fine. You could start at your navel with the with the verb taste. You could race up to your heart with the verb feel. You could race up to your throat with the verb heal. You could race up to your crown with the verb watch. You could then race back down through hear and feel and taste to the bladder wheel or the secret wheel between your pelvis and your navel with the verb smell. And then you could race back up again through taste and feel and come to rest at heart. But you don't have to. I know many decades ago when I started off, my teachers were fundamentalist and elitist and secret keepers. And once I jumped through all the hoops and received all the secrets, it was kind of like, really? Such a buildup. I was astonished to learn that not all sects are the same, and in some sects the secrets are revealed right away. A brilliant physicist is accredited for explaining that any educated idiot can make things more difficult, more violent, and more complex. However, it takes a lot of courage and a little bit of genius to move in the opposite direction. So it's okay to have a simple tantric practice. It is sufficient. So a variable you can play with is the intensity of your short inhalation. If you're having difficulty feeling any sensations at all, then play with that variable. Let us seal this early morning practice with 5 well wishes. May all mind, speech, forms, and lots be as wise, loving, healthy, and fortunate as diamond minds, real or imagined, suitable mantra, archetype, in paradise. May all beings like diamond mind master the Eightfold Path as well as liberate all others. May all beings practice of kind communication, conduct, and calmness, flow spontaneous and uncontrived. At the very end of each being's life, may we take immediate and auspicious rebirth. Master the Buddha's path and then humble others do likewise. May everyone be free from suffering, may everyone be happy. May no one be separated from the happiness. May everyone have balance from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging freed. If you feel that I have earned it, you could type something in the chat window, you could give this live stream a thumbs up, you could share it with your friends, or you could support me on Patreon for about the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month. Either way, in approximately 10 and 19 hours, I intend to, 10 and 1/3 hours, I intend to return to lead today's evening meditation. Until then, may you and yours be happy and healthy. And if you are as geeky as me,